Hi, I originally wanted this video to be a character journal tour and a tutorial, but my journal is still very much incomplete. Instead, this will be a flip through of Demaia's pages and a tutorial on how I made them. Her journal pages as well as the Canva template are available for free on my Ko-fi. The template can be used to make printable pages and can also be exported as PDFs to be used as a digital journal. A more in-depth character journal tour will be coming in the future, but for now let's get to the flip through and tutorial. So here's Demaia's flip through. Her pages include her cover art, character sheet, and 18 customizable pages for her. Among those pages are a blank version of her background, that bloody parchment, and a lined and dotted version. There are also magic item card templates for when she gets loot. Alright, let's get into the tutorial. Okay, so I made Demaia on D&D Beyond, and this is her character sheet. I don't own any of the books, so this is a good character to use for someone just getting into it who also doesn't have access to the books. So I'm just going to use this information in the Canva template, and I also included the link to the template. So if I paste and go, so you would hit use template for new design, and these are the pages you can choose from. Editing Jin here. I've also added some magic item card templates so you can give your character magic item cards if you would like. I've also added lined paper, dot grid paper, and a blank paper that you can customize. It looks like a lot, but I promise it's super easy to customize. You can mix and match whatever you want. So first is a title page. I'm not going to worry about this right now. This is the character sheet. It looks like a lot, but just bear with me. We'll start by... Actually, let's start with the design elements first. I'm going to use the background that I made for this character, but if you make your own background for your own characters, this is how you would do it. You go to Uploads, then drag the picture you want to use as your background in there, and it'll show right up. So then you just drag this over here. If it looks a little scary, don't worry. Right-click, Layer, Send to Back, and there. Everything's in the background. And then you right-click it again, and you go down to Set Image as Background. Now it's set as the background and it's locked back there. You don't have to worry about moving it around by accident or picking it up or anything like that. And to do this for all the pages, you click on the background. See how it's highlighted here? Click on this paintbrush that says Copy Style, and you go down to the next page. And there it is. Down to the next page, and so on. I'm probably not going to use all these pages for her, but I'm going to copy the background anyway. Okay, so now we can type her name in. Why not? And to do that, you just double click the banner and it'll immediately go into the text mode. You can change the font to whatever you like, to whatever matches your character the best. I think this is fine for her, so I'm going to leave it that way. The gray colors I just left kind of neutral, so you could pick what you want. We're going to change these right now. I think maybe dark red. Oops. Just shorten this so I can access the banner. And then you can right click it, align to page, center. It'll put it right in the middle where it needs to be. Now I can click on the banner, change the color. That's a bit much. White? No. That looks pretty good, I think. And if I want to use the same color for all the boxes, I would click it, do the same thing we did for the background, copy style, and then I can just paste it on the background. I think I like that better as a lighter color though. Let's see. I think I will also change the opacity. So you go to transparency if you want to do that. Set to 100. I'll set it to like 85 looks good because then you can still see the little blood spatter through the background. Okay, and I'll just copy that style, all of the gray backgrounds. I was thinking maybe a brown would look good, but then the font kind of gets hard to read. No, I'll leave it the way it was. Now remember to just click on the gray background if that's what you want to change. Okay, now it's already looking like a custom character sheet compared to the gray and white background that we had before. So this field picture is called a frame. So what that is for your character art. I actually have a screenshot of her that I took from Baldur's Gate. So I'm going to drop that over here and I'm going to drag it into the frame. And there she is. And to edit it, to get it how I want it, you just double click the image in the frame and then it brings up this layout. And it even brings up grid marks so you can center it in the frame how you want it. I want to get, oh, it won't let me. I wanted to get more of her horns in there, but that's okay. There. So I left all of these places blank, and I'm going to leave them blank now because I'm going to use this in a sheet protector and use a wet erase marker to fill these in so that when she levels up or loses health or gains temp HP or whatever, I can just change it easily without like tearing through the sheet with an eraser. But you can print this out and write on it directly if you like. I have death saves here. I have a cheat sheet that shows you what actions she can use in her turn. And since she is a barbarian, I made this template with a sorcerer in mind. So let's pull up her character sheet, go to actions. Like, look, she has rage as a bonus action, so I'll put that in there. But she has great axe, hand axe, javelin, and unarmed strike. And I think that's everything I have here. Unarmed strike is not here. So you just double click that text while I press Alt and 7 on the numpad, and that gives me that little dot there. Put unarmed strike. And then I could put her weapon stats if I want here, but I think I'll leave it blank to right here with the dry erase marker. And then down to bonus actions is rage. So what I'll do here is go to the bonus actions box. I will, if you double click directly in the box, you can type here. That works. But I like to use the text boxes so I can break this up a little bit. So what I will do is I'll click on this actions text box. I will hit this button right here, duplicate, and then I'll grab it by this cross here. Bring it right down. And you can, oops, rage, make it a little smaller, give it a space, and then I'm just going to copy the text directly from D&D Beyond. See how that comes out. Way too big. So if this happens, you can make it wider to make it fit, or you can select everything. I don't want to make the title small, so I'm going to leave it like that, but you select everything, come up here to where the font name and font size is, and you just decrease. That still looks kind of small. Maybe I will make this a little bit bigger. If you find yourself doing what I just did, just like clicking stuff by accident, you can just lock it, and now it's stuck there. Cannot be moved. Well, the background can. You can lock that there. But this is now unlocked. I'm going to highlight this and bold and underline it so I know that that's the title. Just make it a little wider. There. Well, I guess it is taking up the whole space. We'll do align, center. I guess if I get any more bonus actions later, I can, I'll come back and edit this and print it out again. And since I get 2 rages on a long rest, I will go to elements, shapes, and I'm just going to grab this square, and then I'm going to hold shift to lock it as a square, and I'm going to make it small. And then I'm going to drag it over here. What this is going, and then I'm going to duplicate it because I can do rage twice for long rest. So what these are going to signify to me is when I rage, I will check this off so I don't forget how many I've used. That color is not it. Let's see. You know what? If I click on this circle, copy style. Yep, exactly what I wanted. There, 2 rages. And then for reactions, she can do opportunity attack. And she also has Hellish Rebuke as a tiefling. But for some reason that's not showing up here. Because you get it at level 3. Okay, so I'm not going to put that in here now. But I will give her opportunity attack. Again, you can double click this text box to type if you want. But I'm going to take a text box from here. Duplicate. Opportunity. Bam. And that's pretty much it for customizing the character sheet. Like I said, everything else I'm going to write in with the dry erase marker. But if you print this out and use it, you can fill it in by hand. Or with a pencil on directly on the paper, is what I meant. Alright, now, this is the title page for the features and traits. I think I'm going to use this on her. So if there's a page you decide you don't want to use for your journal, you can just delete it. Okay, so for background, I'm going to copy this. Oh, I made this too big. I'll try to fix this in the template so you have access to the, banner. And then I'll copy this style to keep it consistent. I don't like that. I'll copy this one. I didn't make the text like that. Well, no worries. I'll just copy the font style and I'll paste it here. So the background I gave her is Guild Artisan from Baldur's Gate because I want her to be a chef. My story for her is that she was an adventurer in her youth and she was sick of being malnourished on the road and seeing her companions be malnourished, so she opened up a tavern just to feed hungry adventurers with with sustenance that will aid them in their journey. But then she got the itch of the road again and she wanted to go back adventuring. But she took her culinary skills with her. So when she levels up and gets another feat, I will try to give her the cook feat so she can actually cook things for her party between rests. So I'll copy the title, literally just paste it there. Same here, background title, double click, paste. Now for the background info, this is a lot. Let's see if this all fits in that text box. Wait, first we're going to copy the style, double click, paste. It does fit. Maybe I have enough to make it a little bigger. Looks good. And since these are the titles, I'm going to bold and underline them so it's easy to see. Oh, actually, I think this goes in its own... It's okay, it does. So what we'll do with that is make this smaller, or we'll delete the bottom part and make this bigger. And then, since I'm going to add this as its own separate box, I can just click and drag up here and select the box in the title, duplicate. And I can drag it down here. I can put it where I want it. If it snaps like that, you see how it says 0.208? That's the same distance from the two boxes and then the other title box in the top. So everything is perfectly spaced. Okay, and I'll just copy this title here, and then copy this. That does not need to be bold and underlined. And since this is a smaller amount of text, I can just drag the box up, make it fit better. There. Now, Sorcerer's Origin, again, I made this first with my Sorcerer in mind, but I figure I would leave this in case people do use it for Sorcerers, like the template, there's Sorcery Points, Meta Magic. But instead of Sorcerer's Origin, I think later on there gets to be a Primal Path, I think it's called, for Barbarians. So I'll set it up for her, but I'm not going to mess with this too much. Let's see what it's actually called. Yeah, Primal Path. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that alone for right now. Don't need sorcery points. Don't need meta magic. Tiefling traits. I'll put tiefling. And I can come here. Fix this and copy the style. I'll fix this in the main template. Alright, trait 1 is dark vision. So I'm just gonna copy this. Double click. Paste, and then I'll just copy the style. Again. Wait, we don't want that. 11. I was wondering why that looked kind of weird. Oh no. There. And I'll make these white, I guess. Wait, what is that actually called? Infernal Legacy. And then if, like, this has a lot of elements, right? It has the title, the background, and the check marks. So you can click the background, highlight everything, and then you can click group, and it makes it all one thing. You can move everything together, so you don't have to move things piece by piece and try to line it all up. Let's put this in here first, though, and then I'll line everything up. Make sure it's lined up exactly how I want it, and that's that page done. Now for feats, we can go back to character sheet. Oh, she doesn't have any feats right now because I don't have any source material. D&D Beyond has things locked behind the books, so you have to own the books in the app to get the stuff. But I will leave the page here for when she does get feats. Again, this is a title page. You can use this however you want. I'm not going to use them for her. I will delete this. Personality, for her I left this blank because I'm uploading her as a character for everyone to use. I want people to be able to fill this out how they would see her. So I'm going to leave this blank, but I will copy the style down. I'm making this that tan color in case I want to actually type the text in here, but I suggest making it a solid white with no transparency if you're going to write in it with pencil or pen, because having to erase on something that's not white will just eventually eat up the ink from the printer and it'll leave smudges and it'll pull up color, it'll end up white anyway. This presence page is not part of a regular character sheet like traits, ideals, flaws, bonds, motives. That's on like an actual character sheet, but the presence sheet that I added is more of like a roleplay aid. So you can type or write down things about her demeanor or your character's demeanor to help you get into character. Like what their voice is, their cadence, pitch, tone, speed, any quirks they might have, and then any other important information you'd want to add about your character you can put here to help you get into character. This is another roleplay sheet to help you like map out your character. Again, since I want her to be open to whoever is using her as interpretation, I'm going to leave this blank. An inventory sheet. Up here is for the money, platinum, gold, electrum, silver, copper, and then any items you acquire. Not magic items, those have their own page, but things like rope, water, rations, gemstones. We'll make the titles a red color. And down here, I can change all of these boxes to that color. So that's really useful. And then here I will pick that same tan I was using for the... Oh no, I'll do white. Do it white. Because here I'll be writing, for sure. I'm not going to be typing this stuff. Oh, it did it for this page on its own. Thanks, Canva. However, I think I'm going to make all of this white as well. But that's going to change it. Oh, it's not what we want. All right, this one I have to do by hand. That's not a big deal. I wonder if I can copy the style. Oh my gosh, that's so nice. Okay, it did my locations for me. That's awesome. This is for mapping down locations your character has been. You can put where they went, when they went there, and any notes about that particular location. And then the adventure log is mainly for Adventurers League. I'm going to keep this for me, but I feel like a lot of people don't really play Adventurers League, at least not that I found online. But I do, so I'm going to keep this. The quest log is pretty much the same as an adventurer's log, except geared mainly toward people in campaigns instead of Adventurers League like one-shot missions, because you're likely to encounter the quest giver again. Maybe. Oh, that's it. So her journal is pretty much done. As you can see, it already looks like a cohesive character journal from just the blank gray and white pages that we had before. Jin from the future here again, and I've been enlightened by the world of digital planning. As I was finalizing these pages, I got a Galaxy tablet as an early birthday gift, and I feel like the stars aligned. I made a very quick hyperlinked version of these journal pages, which will also be free on my Ko-fi, and I'll quickly go over how to edit the hyperlinks. Before I get into that though, I wanted to talk about it a little more. I was so excited to make these function digitally too, and they were already pretty much done. Now, most of the digital planners and journals I've seen have a 2-page spread, while my pages are 1 at a time. Instead of delaying the release to restart a new layout, I just added the hyperlink tabs to each page. I figured that would work well enough for now, since the pages will stay at 8.5 by 11 and they'll be easy to print. In the future, however, I'd love to make the long form open book style pages. I'm thinking of making them still 8.5 by 11 for easy printing, but landscape so that they can be folded up and maybe even bound. A full size spread sounds nice too, so I'm not sure what I'll do just yet. If you have any suggestions or ideas for this, I'd love to hear them in the comments. Thanks for listening, and now let's get into the rest of the tutorial. So I started making the tabs by making a small shape and then duplicating it until I had as many as I needed. I then added a text box small enough to fit inside the tabs, and I duplicated those text boxes onto each of the tabs. Then I changed all of the text into the corresponding pages. If you click on grid view, it will show you all of the pages in order, so you'll know in what order you should do your tabs. So like the first page would be page 1, the first open page, and the second page would be the first page on the right side. So if you count them in groups of 2, like each group of 2 will be 1 spread, in case you care which page goes on the left or the right side. Now to add your hyperlink, you right click on the shape, hit link, and then you can choose the page you want that hyperlink to link to. Once you do it to the shape, you also have to click the text box separately and add the same link, because if you click the text, it'll take you there, and if you click the shape, it'll take you there. But if you don't link the shape and you click there, like nothing's gonna happen. So everything in that zone needs to be linked. And then you just do that for the rest of the pages. Right click or Control K on the box and the text and link it to the page you want it to go to. After I had everything linked, I just clicked and dragged over the text and the box, and I grouped each one together so they would be easy to move. And that's it. Now you're done. You can link the pages however you want. You can change the order. You can duplicate, add, subtract. Like, you can customize these to your heart's content, and I would love to see what you guys do with them. I hope this tutorial was helpful. If you use this template to make your own journals, please tag me. I would love to see it. I can't wait to see what people come up with. Like, the designs and color schemes and people filling out their background pages. Oh, I would love to see it. And if you end up using Demaia, I hope you enjoy using her. I hope she brings you many fun adventures. And again, if you also choose to use her, please feel free to share like what adventure she gets up to, because I'd love to hear regales of her journey. And that's pretty much it. I hope the tutorial helps you fill out the journal efficiently. If you use Demaia, I hope you enjoy using her, and I'm really excited to make more of these. I have a lot more D&D characters actually. I just don't have art for them, so I didn't finish their journal pages, but I'll be doing an updated tour once I get more art done and fill those out. I was also having a blast making Demaia and making her journal pages, so I'm excited to make more characters that I'll release free to use with their journal pages. But yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're doing well and taking good care of yourself, and I hope to see you next time.